friends, thanks for joining me today. You may notice I'm in a little bit different of a place. This is my office. This is where I do a lot of computer work, editing, all sorts of stuff. But the reason that we're here is that I wanted to talk a little bit about what's been going on for the last month. You might notice this thing right here is up against the wall. This is actually a project that I've been working on for the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a long time. And I filmed the whole thing. I was going to make a video out of it. And I finished up this project and I sat down to edit it and just lost all motivation to work on this anymore. And this is a thing that I know about myself. Sometimes it's a feature, sometimes it's a bug. When I finish a project, I'm done with it. I don't have any sentimentality over the things that I make. I enjoy the act of making. I don't enjoy the act of having and owning and appreciating. To me, when a project is done, it is out of my brain and I'm on to the next one. And that's exactly how I felt about this table. Now, I'll show you what it is. I think it's pretty cool, but maybe one day I'll put that video together if I ever feel motivated to get that video edited and put together. It was going to be like a 45-minute video, but I sat down. I worked on it for about an hour and just had no desire to revisit this project. Had no desire to write the voiceover. It would have probably taken me 15, 20 hours to edit that, and that's probably because I'm just not a very good editor. I'm new to it, and I'll get better over time. But so yeah, that's why we're here today, and I want to try something a little bit different. I think I'm going to start a weekly update thing. I'm going to call it Woodshop Wednesdays. So welcome to the first Woodshop Wednesday, and that's where we're just going to go over what's been going on in the last week or so. We're going to make some stuff, and so today's going to be the first Workshop Wednesday where I'm going to show you everything that's been going on for the last month, because there has been a lot. Not all of it good. The short version of the non-workshop related stuff is we bought an old house, and man, has this thing had some problems over the cold winter. This cold snap that we got through here has really shown some problems that this house has. We had pipes freeze and burst. We had to do a whole water remediation system in the basement. It's been a month. So between losing motivation to show this video and edit this video and all of the house stuff, well, it's been a month. So thanks for joining me today. So let's get into this. I'll show you this thing, and then we'll get out into the shop and I'll show you some other stuff that's been going on out there. So first things first, let's take a look at this. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to give you a little flyby of the thing up on the wall. So this is a folding table, and I'll show you how I fabricated this thing to keep it up there. So this is basically just, there's a screw that connects this piece back here, and this thing can rotate, and that just keeps it up on the wall. There's another one down here, works exactly the same way. This is a whole shelf, and if you look all the way down here, I just have it propped up with some L brackets that are super sturdy. Like this thing probably weighs, I don't know, 30 pounds, 40 pounds. And that L bracket system works just fine. So, and also I got a dartboard, and I think what I am going to do eventually is I'm going to make this into a longer shelf and actually have a little bit more space to kind of put some stuff up on the walls. I had some books that were leaning up against this. I think that'll be cool. One day I'll replace this thing. It's super easy. It's just held in with some screws. But yeah, no, let's take this thing off the wall. All right, so the way this thing works, basically this thing turns, and you just grab it off the wall like this. Kicking the dog out of the way. She's usually laying down right in this spot, or she's over by the desk, and she's not too happy about it. And then basically the same principle is holding these legs in. I have another little latch right here that opens up this leg, and then there's some angle brackets that fold that are actually giving this thing a little bit of rigidity. And then basically doing the same thing on that side. And up top here is a removable stretcher that you can kind of see has some notches cut out. This thing actually fits right in on the legs. So before I do that, basically I'm just going to flip this guy over like so. Bam, we got a table. And then you just take this and flops in there. You got a stretcher. So I know you didn't get to see much of that because of the way this camera is set up, but I'll take you in for a little flyby. Here is the table all set up. Sorry about the mess. There's some cardboard pieces. And then if you look over here, that's my little baby. That's Fox. She's mad. She's mad all the time. She's just a little mad dog. But she's so cute. Those ears and those eyes. What a baby. So yeah, this is the thing all set up. I'm kind of give a little flyby here of these are those angle brackets. And man, I tried a bunch of different stuff because this thing had a little bit of wobble to it. These were the things that I eventually came to. These things work great. They screw into the apron, screw into the leg. Legs are held on with hinges, and then these, prevent it from going too far. But yeah, this is the table that I built. It's all out of red oak. And you can see where it was on the wall. It just sits in there. And the reason I built this is to have either a little working desk or a board game table. If the nieces come over and they want to play some board games, I wanted them to have a place to play. And so I built this whole thing out of red oak. And like I say, I filmed this entire thing, warts and all. There was a lot of setbacks in this thing. By the time I was done with it, I was ready to be done with it. And so, I think it turned out pretty cool. I like it. But I've moved on to other things. So that's the table. Let's go out to the shop and I'll show you some cool stuff that's going on out there and some other things that have been going on for the last month. So I'll meet you out there. All right, we are out in front of the shop. You can see the thing behind me. And just give a quick view of the yard here. The snow has really been knocked down over the last couple of weeks, but we got a solid, we get 8 to 12 inches. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how much we got. It felt like it was a lot. It was a lot to shovel, I'll tell you that much. But that was a few weeks ago. And you can kind of see over here, there's some poorly done pipe running, done by yours truly. But I'll get to what that's connected to here in a second. And let's flip this thing around. So here's the outside of the shop. Pretty unassuming, doesn't look like much, but let's get in there. This garage door is going to get replaced soon as the part gets ordered in. I ordered it about 6 weeks ago, and they said there was about a 6 to 8 week lead time on getting that, but gonna get this. This is the next thing to get done. So you can see, if you remember what it looked like before, that was all black and uninsulated. This is all spray foam. We had the spray foam guys come in, and they spray foamed every inch of these walls and ceiling. So I can attest that this thing does a great job of keeping the heat in, generated by this guy. This is my mini split. For those of you unfamiliar with the mini split, it's a heat pump. And essentially, it's a heater and an air conditioner all in one. This thing was the biggest model that I could get that I could install myself. And I did install it. I installed the whole thing by myself. Probably shouldn't have. Getting that thing up on the wall was ill-advised at best, but I got it up there. I think probably weighs 100 pounds. and I had to push that thing above my head to get it onto some. There's a bracket in the back that that you connect to. I got it done. It works pretty good for this space. I'm going to put a couple of ceiling fans in to help move the air, because it'll warm this place up. It's not going to get super warm, but it's warm enough that I can be out here and even sometimes be without a coat on when it's a little chilly. Today, I think it's about 35 degrees, 40 degrees, and honestly, this is light jacket weather to me as a Michigander. So yeah, you can see that we got the place insulated. It's actually comfortable to be out here. I can work. I've actually been working on some stuff. One of the things that I just want to shout out over here is I got this as a great gift from my good friends, Andy and Holly. I use this thing all the time. If you're watching this video, you're probably not, but if you do watch this video, thank you so much. This was such a nice gift. I was very confused when it showed up. Said I didn't order this, but I saw the note, and yeah, it was very thoughtful. I really appreciate it. This thing has come in real handy. Let me flip back around here. So getting some lumber ordered is on my to-do list because I want to open up the shop and get more stuff going here. And then once I do that, I can actually grab my coffee. I can actually start advertising a little bit more around the lumber yard and also the building stuff, the services that I make. So yeah, so some of the other things that have been going on for the last month, I did my first craft show out here, and it was on a bitter cold day. We were inside, but it was like 4 degrees outside and a wind chill that made it feel like it was -20. People didn't really come out. I didn't lose money on the day, but I didn't make that much. But really, the takeaway that I got from that was I made good stuff. People were very kind, very nice. I sold some things to a few people. People were very nice. A lot of the other vendors were coming up and say, "Hey, you make beautiful stuff." Even some of the other woodworker vendors that were there were coming up and say really nice things. They made cool stuff too. It's one of the things that I love about the crafting community is that everybody's real nice. Everybody understands that, like, hey, we're all making stuff. We're all trying to do something here, and it's a very welcoming community. So shout out to all the local crafters. Sorry about all the clutter. This is my life because this whole place has been just rearranged and stuff has been thrown in. I didn't even show you what's back here. Back here, there's this is the room of shame for me right now because it's just full of clutter. But you can see that they did insulate the outside walls, so this thing can be heated and actually be pretty cozy. I still haven't quite decided what I want to do with this space yet. This might be an outdoor office if I wanted to do stuff out here. This might be a spraying room if I want to do spray finishes and things. I'm not entirely sure. This might be like just a little lounge area, or maybe I put a TV up on the wall and throw a couch out here and have a little place to hang out. That'd probably be office / hangout room. What do you think? What would you do with this tiny room? It's not tiny. It's a pretty big room. What would you do with this room? If you had the option here, because I'm looking for ideas. But the craft show was fun, and I'm going to do a few more. So if you're in the Lehigh Valley area, keep an eye out on my Facebook or Instagram, because I'll be posting where I'm going and when I'm going. I might be doing one in March. I'm definitely doing a couple in April and a couple in May. So keep an eye out for that. So this is a different Woodshop Wednesday. It's the inaugural one. It's the first one. So it's going to be a little different because I'm not actually. I am working on a project right now, but not literally right now. So I don't have anything to show. But in the future, Woodshop Wednesday is going to be a chance to do little check-ins like this, and we're gonna make stuff. We're gonna be building things. I know I keep saying that in these videos, but we're gonna be building more things. and getting this space ready. One thing, I do have a question for all of you, and I could use your help because I honestly don't know, and I'm really looking for some ideas. What should I do with the walls? Now, I could leave it like this. I think that would be totally fine. It wouldn't be great. It's not ideal. I think there's a lot that could be done. So one of the cool things about this spray foam, you can actually smooth it down. Like you can trim it and smooth it out and paint it. So painting it, I was thinking, pulling the Rolling Stones and painting it black to kind of match the beams and everything else up here. I think it would blend in. It'd be super easy. I just go get some spray paint or some type of something. I haven't looked into it, but I could paint it black. And I think that would be the easiest thing. It would blend in. One of the other things I was thinking about was, I could always hang drywall. Drywall would be doable. I don't know if it would be very fun. I'm sure it wouldn't be fun, but easy, doable, cost effective. One of the other things would be doing. I think no matter what, I want to do at least one wall. I'm not sure if it's going to be this wall or if it's going to be this wall or even maybe that back wall or maybe the whole thing. I want to do some kind of wood, whether it be tongue and groove, whether it be. I thought about just taking scraps from the scrap bin as I make them and just put them up on the wall and nail them into the studs and make like I guess you'd call it a mosaic wall of different scrap pieces. I think that'd be kind of cool. My problem is I tend to not have too many long pieces of scrap left over. I'm pretty economical with the wood that I use. Pretty much everything that's against this wall right now is stuff that I'm planning on using at some point for something. So I tend to not have too many scrap pieces that would be good enough, long enough to put up on the walls. It would have to kind of be a dedicated space. One other thing. So on occasion, I'm going to be getting pallets in. This is one pallet that is. It looks like your typical treated lumber. This board here may actually be walnut. I'd have to clean this board up to get a better look at it, but this might actually be a piece of walnut. The rest of this thing is made out of what looks like white pine, with the exception this piece may be cedar. It's possible. This might be cedar. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Now, stuff like this, I'll have in abundance, or could easily get, and I could throw that stuff out there. I put that up on the walls. That's stuff that actually I made a couple of things out of another pallet that I had in here that was entirely made out of cedar. I made a couple of craft things out of that I didn't show. I think they're inside. Let me flip this back around. So yeah, I am genuinely interested. What do you think I should do with the walls? Because I don't think I want to just leave it white like this. I think that looks a little bit too sloppy for a place that I am eventually going to want customers to come to, whether they're buying lumber or whether they're hiring me to make them something. If anyone ever comes to the shop, I want this place to look a little professional. We're still, there's so much that I want to do to the shop. Maybe in another video, I'll go into more detail around that. This one's already getting a little bit long, but yeah, what do you think? What do you think I should do here? I'm real curious to hear some ideas, and maybe there's another idea that I haven't even thought of that one of you geniuses out there is going to tell me, and I'll do that instead. So I think with that, I'm going to sign off, and yeah, welcome to Workshop Wednesday. I'm going to try to do this every Wednesday, and keep you all updated. And in the future, we're going to do a little bit more wood shop working and more wood related content rather than just me yapping away for 20 minutes. So thanks everybody. I really appreciate you stopping by. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're not. That really helps me out. I'm hoping one of these days. I think I have to get 1,000 subscribers before I can get this stuff monetized. I'm hoping to hit 1,000 one of these days. Things have been trickling in. I'm sure me posting a little bit more is going to help that. So, that's on me. That's not entirely on you, but it is partially on you. For if you like what I'm doing here, please, it really helps me out if you like and subscribe, and leave a comment. All the YouTube stuff. It really does help me. It's a way very low cost. Low cost. It's free. It doesn't cost you any money, but it really does help me out. So if you like what I'm doing here, keep coming along, like and subscribe to come along for the ride. So thanks everybody. We'll see you next time on hopefully the next Workshop Wednesday. So, bye everybody. Take care.